There are many countries in the world where human rights abuses are absolutely ridiculous. Many places in the Middle East, Africa, even India is not great. The treatment of, especially how women are subjugated, is absolutely abhorrent to me, and the treatment of gays in many countries is absolutely abhorrent to me. For this reason, I would classify certain countries that have institutional oppression of women. That would well, basically be every country in the Middle East, unfortunately. But I would classify them as at-risk individuals. Same with homosexuals, and I would grant them amnesty into Canada on that basis alone. And this is based purely on a humanitarian and human rights, on a human rights level. The horrible things that are happening in the Middle East are men killing other men. Men doing horrible things to women, men doing horrible things to gays. That's not to say that there aren't women out there with incredibly regressive ideas in the Middle East, but the active members are the males in that community. And, when the Middle East can figure out how to not be a patriarchal, oppressive region for women and gays, then they can join the rest of the civilized world. But until then, no. Until there's a massive cultural change, I propose amnesty for women and gays in cultures that have government-supported systematic oppression. That isn't to say that if you are a woman or a gay person that is brought to Canada for protection, for that amnesty against that culture that oppresses you, that's not to say that you now get a free pass. I believe that if you are in Canada and you are allowed to come here, and you are caught or found expressing any idea that is actively oppressive to any other group, if you are here from the Middle East and you speak out or speak disparagingly against homosexuals, you're gone. If you speak disparagingly against people that are not of your religion, you're gone. If you speak disparagingly against governments that don't follow your specific ideology, you're gone. If you express views that are supporting of the idea that women should be subjugated and oppressed, and that includes women too. I mean, just if you're a woman, you're not off the hook. There are lots of women out there that have been indoctrinated so heavily that they actually promote and advocate their own oppression. That's horribly sad. It's the saddest thing when you see that happen, but it does happen, and it's still a very toxic set of ideas for a civilized society to, function properly. And for that reason, I'm sorry, you would be kicked out too. Well, that's just the way it's got to be. You can't have ideas in a civilized society that encourage persecution of people that are really none of your business.